Okay, Donald Trump said something, and I never thought I would ever utter this phrase. He's right. Record this. Record it. I'm actually saying Donald Trump was right about one thing. One thing. He said the birthright citizenship was created for the children of slaves. Yes. Yes, it was. But you missed the big picture there, Trump. Granted, we don't have necessarily slavery as definition goes, but to say who these children of slaves are, you must first understand who the slaves were. The slaves were brought here against their will for what reason? Cheap, in this case free, labor. Now, the immigrants who came over of their own free will as opposed to the slaves, they might have brought their kids who had no say in the matter, like the children of slaves. They might have had kids while here. No bearing on the kids themselves. But they were cheap labor, even though they weren't free labor like slaves were. So if we're going to honor the slaves, and we should, without a doubt, we should. But if we're going to honor them by having that amendment where the children are naturalized citizens being born here, why can't we do it for the immigrant, even if they're not undocumented immigrants? You don't blame the children for the actions of the parent. Can I blame your kids, like Barron? Can I blame him for sexual assault because you were? No. It's not guilt by association. You never do that. But Trump, why do you do that? You know, this makes me irritated. When we are fighting among ourselves over who gets what, instead of minding our own business. Listen, I don't care if undocumented worker comes over, an undocumented immigrant comes over to pick our fruits. I don't care. How many Americans would do that? You could pay an American $50 an hour to pick fruits, and they won't do it today. $50 an hour to start, and all the free food that they can pick to take home. They won't do it. And if they do it, they're going to be on their phone all day. Or find a lazy way of doing it, like sit down next to the tree and beat it with the pole. You beat each branch with a pole after they set up a net to catch all the falling berries or apples or whatever. We have equipment that can do it automatically. Yes. That helps the businesses. I understand that. And it takes less labor. However, it takes workers to fix those machines. It takes workers to operate those machines. Where are you gonna get them? Everybody wants an easy way out now. Everybody wants an easy way out. Work smarter, not harder, they say. And that's always a good plan. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you have to roll your sleeves up and get to work. Sometimes. Don't be afraid to do that. What do, Trump? You golf. Hell, you were in office for almost a week and then you had to take a vacation to golf. Start looking out for the people. Don't worry about birthright citizenship. If they were born here, they deserve to be an American. If you have to deport for whatever reason, say the parents are criminals and you have to deport them, you send their kid with them. When that kid turns 18, they're legal to come back because they have birthright citizenship. You have to be able to verify that they haven't become a criminal in the other country that they went to. You still have to double check, make sure they've lived a decent life, but they still would be an American citizen. If we can tax our own people, we become America's little wench, for a nicer way of wording it. If we moved, we never gave up our citizenship, and we decided to retire in Canada, Mexico, Philippines, Japan, whatever. Granted, we can't own property there. We can rent it. We can't own it. I understand that. And when we make our money, if we do it online from over there, we're still taxed as an American citizen. Why is that? We didn't make our money in America. We're not living in America, if that was the case. So why would you tax us? Corporations get better treatment than the people do. Corporations send their money overseas, sometimes to areas that are tax-free. People can't. If I put my money into an offshore account, I'm going to be investigated by the federal government. Businesses do it, that's a normal practice. You guys got to take your head out of your butt and stop kissing the rich's butts. Start looking out for the people. You don't have to agree with us. That's never been a requirement. You don't have to say we're right. We could be wrong. That's not it. You have to look at what we need. Only thing people need in life, not wants, I'm talking needs. And you don't have to even provide all the needs. You just have to make it so we can get our needs reasonably. We need clean air. We need clean water. We need safety. We need respect. We need to be able to love who we love. We need to be able to be who we want to be. Those are what's important. We need to worship the way we see fit, not how you tell us to worship. Don't come at me with the Bible. You can talk to me about God all the time. I don't care because I love God. But don't come preaching to me about the Bible if you're not willing to accept things that I point out in the Bible without saying stuff like, well, that's the Old Testament. That doesn't count anymore. Then leave the 10 Commandments out. But you cherry pick. Or say, well, Jesus changed all that, or what Jesus meant to say, or what Moses meant to say, or what God meant to say. Don't do that. If you're going to use the Bible, use the Bible. And understand that there's mistakes in there too. Does that take away from God? No. It takes away from the writers of the Bible, not from God. God is not the book. So, for once and for all, stop treating immigrants, whether they're undocumented or not, as evil. You want to fix immigration. We need to fix immigration. It shouldn't take so dang long for them to come over legally. And you cut that too. You want them to come over legally. Hey, but wait. We're going to make it harder for them to come over legally. Oh, they can still come over legally, but now they got to dive through about 1 million more hoops and wait until they're almost dead before they come here. By that time, maybe they'll make some money over in their country that they can waste it in our country so we can milk them for all they're worth for money for the rich. Stop it. I don't care where a person comes from. They all need respect. Know this. We allow people like you and me, we're different, but we have one thing in common. We both married foreign women. I married a Filipina. She dove through hoops to come here, followed every law to come here. And she finally got her citizenship about 5 years after she got here. But we followed every procedure set. Your wife or wives, well, they were kind of different. Why? Because they were white? No. But look at your last one. Einstein visa. It's like, what? She was a model. Yeah, and she was working as a model when she wasn't legal to work as a model. But oh well, she became a citizen later. Dude, she was technically illegal. Then she became illegal, like Elon Musk. He even said it himself in an interview when his brother said they were undocumented immigrants. Elon said, well, that's a gray area. No, there is no such thing as a gray area. When you say there's a gray area, that means you're playing a frickin' game. You're trying to parse words or say, well, there's a legal loophole or there's a technicality or that I wasn't dotted or whatever. Stop playing games. The immigrant is just as important as the citizen. And the immigrants, they commit less crime. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they commit less crime than citizens do. It's a proven fact. Help them come over. If they're trying to come over for their safety, if they're trying to come over for a better life, we're America. We're all supposed to be about a better life, not just for a better life for the rich. Like what's Elon Musk going to do? If we could build a colony on Mars, he's going to send all the workers to Mars and Earth will be for the rich only, and you have to manufacture on Mars. And don't worry if we have a hole in the containment area so you have less oxygen. Don't worry about that as long as the guy in Cancun has his mansion and yacht. You guys are something else.